You can talk, Mom.
Mom, it's not. It's getting panicky here just because you got a camera going. Okay, well, let's just.
Did he take it already?
Yeah,
Yeah,
take
he's
it, Mom.
taking
I
it.
took it
Gee,
already.
that was fast.
No, it was fast. Boy, Ron, why don't you begin?
Well, we had some interviews before that we did, and we talked about what was the name of your teacher up the Stonewall Chad? Do you remember his name? The one that used to like you?
Mr. Romero?
Like to brush your hair?
Oh, I remember. I remember Mr. Romero from Sarcillo was our teacher also. What was his first name?
I was there. What was it? Was it Raimundo?
No, Mr. Can you imagine I'm forgetting? Mr.
How many were there in your class?
Oh, 35.
For how many grades in that 35?
Eh?
How many grades did that represent?
I think all of them, except high school.
Up through like 6th grade or something?
Yeah, I guess, yes, so. We have to be up a while. I don't know about 9.
Yeah.
8, I think, was the last.
What was your mother's father's full name? Do you remember that?
My grandfather?
Yeah. It was Lopez.
Melquiades Ortiz.
Ortiz.
O-R-T-I-Z.
5 letters.
Ortiz.
Melquiades Ortiz. And my grandmother, my mother's mother?
Yeah.
Yes.
Dolores.
Maria Dolores, I think.
Your favorite name, huh?
Yeah, but I had a cousin that was older than me, and she should have had it. Why me?
Well, why did I get Ron? That's not my favorite name either, Mother.
No, but mine was first cousin who had one grandmother.
But your name isn't Payne.
That's true. What is your mother's mother's maiden name?
Chacon.
Chacon.
I remember a little bit, don't I?
Do you actually remember them?
Oh, the Chacons are still around
Do you
somehow.
remember your maternal grandparents? Your parents from your mother's side?
I only remember Grandpa Ortiz, yes, because my grandma Dolores died and my grandpa was viudo. So then he married my stepfather's viuda mother. See, my stepfather's father died, and so the mother was viuda, and my grandpa was viudo, so se casó con ella for the second time. That was my stepfather's mother.
Oh, wow.
Got that right.
Stepfather's mother.
So she was Salazar by married. Is that right? Your grandma
Yeah, I think
married
so.
your grandfather.
Grandpa, yeah,
What was his name? Melquiados?
I think so.
Malcriados.
Melquiades.
Melquiades. I didn't say Malcriados.
Melquiades.
That's you're making that up.
Melquiades.
Melquiades. What?
I guess one of these
My
signs
grandpa-
line says applause or laugh.
Wait, let me have a little bit here.
What about the? Did he have any brothers or sisters? Your grandfather on your mother's side?
I think Uncle Nash would remember more than I. I think
You
Dad.
don't remember any granduncles or grandaunts or anything?
Well, uncles, yes. My mother's brothers.
Well, your mother's brothers, no. Just thinking more about your.
uncles and aunts.
Oh, uncles and aunts. Yes, but I've forgotten that years ago. Years ago.
Well, how about your mother's brothers then, and sisters?
Uncle, they call it. His name was Jose Maria. Everybody called him J.M. Ortiz. Jose Maria Ortiz was my mother's oldest. I think he was the oldest of the family, older than my mother.
Okay, what happened to him?
He died. They moved to New Mexico, and I think he died in Roswell, if I'm not mistaken.
Now, back to your recollection of your mother's brothers and sisters and your mother herself. What percent did they speak in Spanish and what percent in English? I mean, just ballpark. Do you have a
They spoke
sense of that?
as a family or together when they're together, Spanish.
Clearly.
Yeah, but they knew English. But when they're together themselves, in those days they spoke Spanish.
And their English, was it passable or?
Oh, you bet.
I mean,
Se
it was-
criaron con los gringos esos ya de Stonewall. With the,
There was no accent. There was no accent with their English.
I don't remember it be
How about your mother?
my mother. She used to hesitate, but I don't think it was that bad, broken.
But it wasn't fluent.
She didn't. not as well as we do.
You're sort of like Ignacita, right? I mean, that kind
Oh
of
no,
English.
she was better.
She spoke better English than Ignacita?
Oh yeah, you bet. Because my mother se crió con los gringos y mi Ignacita no. Se crió ahí con los en Saltillo, you know, with some of the other Spanish people that have been speaking.
Let me ask you a question. You know, you were, I think, 20 years old when your mother died. About that, right?
I was a little bit younger than that.
Okay, 19.
Okay, let's say.
Okay. Yeah, I think you were 19. You're right. My question is, overall, how would you describe yours and your mother's relationship with each other? I mean, in terms of personality, in terms of what you did together, didn't do together,
Oh, that's
what you talked about.
I remember some of it.
Yeah, well, just share with us what you remember.
Some wasn't very good. Not that bad, but well, oh golly, I have so many memories. Memories like in Stonewall when we lived in Stonewall.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the big days that we had was La Función, the celebration of the Función. You know, Función of the celebrated. What is it? Santo.
Hey, we're talking to you, Ron Roybal.
Los santos when they have la función de no sé qué, and it was held in the hill of the Catholic Church, and then a dance in the afternoon, big deal, celebrating.
This is the authority of Saint Days here. We're going to hear from.
Santo es al año, there in
What month?
Dear Lord, you guys should ask me so I can have it ready. I can get it, but right now.
Is it in the summer or in the winter?
I think it was like, you never knew in between, not winter, I don't remember winter. More summer, I think I would say.
We don't want to get too exact and make it easy for you, Ron. You understand that?
San Isidro.
San Isidro, Ron?
San Isidro.
What's that?
Maybe it's in September.
No, well, yeah, I really, frankly.
Huh?
Talk to your boss.
Ron, he had you one chance, and we will not refer to you anymore.
Well, she
And
said
it's on tape.
between summer and winter. I just took a guess.
No, it was
Between summer and winter, you figure fall. Is that it?
I remember in winter, but you never know, it might be raining or it might be the beginning of September. It fell in different times.
Is he the saint of like farmers?
How do you say that in Spanish?
Farmers?
Santo de los
Obreros.
obreros.
That's workers.
No. San Isidro, I don't know who San Isidro is and what his when they celebrate it. I
that
think it's more like in better weather. I don't remember us going with heavy coats and all that.
Somewhere along the line, the question got lost.
I think it was in May. I think
Yeah, can somebody react the question again?
I think
About 7 minutes
mostly,
ago, I recall the question vaguely.
I think more or less May and June por ahí.
Mom, no more evasiveness here. The question was, how did you and your mother get along?
We get along.
You started to answer that.
Well,
You said you had some good
I
times.
can tell you.
There's some good times and bad times.
Because I was the oldest. Can I get off the subject a little bit when I'm telling you this? Like I was the oldest, and Nash was next, and so on. Then my father died, my mother remarried, you know that. And then they had 6 more children. So I was the one that had to help quitarle el pañal al niño, saca al niño que está llorando mucho a pasear, shape the crib so he would go to sleep. So I would be mad after a while because all the kids were playing and I couldn't because I had to do all of that. And my brother didn't do it, that I remember. So, but, I never talked back to my mother. You kidding me? No way. But she used to, tenía una idea que ponía estas.
Pull your hair? So like,
She,
that's what you
she
in the
didn't injure me, pero me hacía algo, you know what I mean? I think my hair is the one that suffered the most. But she wasn't what you call cruel, no. Once in a while, she'd get mad at me. Es que esta sola piensa en andar brincando el cabresto. No puede hacer aquí lo que uno le dice porque anda brincando el cabresto. Jumping rope. And only jump rope when the babies were asleep because once they woke up, I had it.
What about Nash? How did she treat Nash?
Oh, Nash was her. Of all the children she had, I'm sorry to say, she loved us all. We knew that. But her favorite was Nash. I don't know why.
How does she manifest that? How does she show it?
Well, it was so there that sometimes she'd give him a little bit of a piece of whatever, or half an apple. She'd get half and we'd get the other 2 or 3 hours the other half. Whatever.
You really remember that, huh?
Oh, yeah, I remember that. That yes.
Do you ever
Oh, she
remember
she
feeling
worked.
hurt and really, just really
No,
hurt?
No,
Just like-
when I got a little bit older, I noticed it more. But when I was younger, I just figured that's the way it had to be done or whatever. Por más que sí, cuando nos pegaban, she hardly ever hit Ash. Pero a mí en veces me daba unos
But did she ever hit you like with
pasos.
the belt or?
Huh?
Did she ever hit you with the belt or hit you in the face or anything like that?
No. With the belt, no, con la mano.
Pero a la cara.
La cabeza.
Did she ever slap
cabello,
you?
Little bit. Nothing bad.
And what would she be mad at you? Give us an example of what you would do to make her. angry.
She'd say some of the ones I remember. No dishwashers. Te dije que vinieras a lavar los trastes, no la loza. Los trastes. Y andas brincando allá afuera y no vienes a acabar. Ven a acabar aquí tu negocio. Y después vas a brincar.
And so
But I love my mother. Huh? What?
and so you came and did it.
Oh, I better. Yo le ayudé a mamá a criar como 3 niños. Y luego a la escuela, I love school. Oh, muchas veces dice, hoy no voy a ir a la escuela porque hay que lavar pañales o hay que hacer esto o hay que hacer lo otro. Pero íbamos a jugar hoy, no sé qué son de... No, pues no importa, otra vez.
What were you good in school at, Mom? What subjects?
Huh?
What were you good at in school? What were your favorite
Oh
subjects?
my goodness! If some people are still living, they'll tell you. I don't know how I got so dumb, but I was really something. Spelling, I know, teacher, I know. All right, you already spelled. Now let's do the other. Spelling and arithmetic, but don't give me geography and history because I forget it. Spelling and what did I say?
Arithmetic.
And arithmetic, no me ganaban para nada.
How about geography?
No, none of those.
No,
No way.
history.
My memory used to leave me. I didn't know. I was interested in that, you know.
Yeah.
Everybody forgets that. History and
Oh,
geography.
really? I know.
Don't
Senora.
they?
What else do you want to know?
Well, I want you to say a little bit about how you and your mother did have a good relationship. In what ways did
At
you
the
interact that?
No, that was a car horn.
I'll tell you one thing, though. She made me beautiful dresses. La función era en el mayo. I forget what it is.
San Isidro.
San Isidro, eso, me Vigil Plaza. Boy, those was the number one, porque había baile en la tarde, baile en la noche,
She make you
la
dress?
misa. Oh, yes, she could sew. Oh, could she sew? And I can't even sew a straight line.
Maybe they were celebrating Cinco de Mayo.
No.
No, I doubt
No,
it.
era como San Isidro. Todavía, I think they still celebrate. The church community is still up.
Mom, I'm going to pursue this more. Do you ever remember just you and your mom, the two of you alone, and maybe when you were a little older, like 10, 11, 12, 13, sitting down and talking to each other about things of interest?
Not my mother.
You never recall like
No.
a conversation between the two of you?
Not like that, no. No, she was too busy with the children and too busy with this and too busy that.
Did she ever give you verbal cariñismos, you know, verbally tell you she
No.
said
No.
something she
No,
liked about
no.
you or she loved you?
No, but she didn't say it, but she did show it without words.
Like how?
Well,
Give us an example.
people would say, mira estos arabitos, mira, ¿qué? And they turned to me and said, la Lola. I think that name. La Lola va a ser una muchacha muy bonita.
Your mother would say that?
No,
Oh.
whoever
Other
was
people.
visiting there, but somebody she knew, or aunts or whatever. Va a ser una muchachita or something muy bonita. Porque mira, one thing that I swear to God, I had, if nothing else, I had very nice hair. I did. Because the teachers, somebody maybe still alive will tell you, we had man teachers for a while in the Hill. And I think I was the only one with that color of hair, porque siempre andaba así. Y una vez a cousin of mine said, ¿qué es ese maestro? Ese maestro no me gusta que siempre te anda agasajando, se te está tocando. I was just a little boy, tocando y todo. What does he want me to do? Y said, ¿por qué no viene? Pues no vas a estar contigo.
So when people said that, what
He,
did your mother
well,
say?
he liked my hair. I don't mean he liked, I was just 8 or 9 or 7, not 7. But my hair, he liked. I don't know why, but they say, everybody said I had beautiful hair. And look at it now.
How big a house did you all live in, Mom?
Oh, a big house.
How many
See,
bedrooms?
Grandpa, first you have to start with Grandpa Ortiz. He was the king of the river. It was on Mercado Ortiz. He had cattle, he had horses, he had buggies, he had wagons. And he married like 3 or 4 times. And he danced and cuadrillas and all that stuff. Con música todo el día y la noche hasta las 3 de la mañana. Okay, then Mama Lola, my mother's mother, my real grandmother, died. And he remarried. Then he married my stepfather's mother. She became a widow. He married her, second time marriage. Then she died, then he married my Aunt Alice and my Aunt this young mother at the time. I mean, it's not joven, mi madrina. Simodosea Vigil, yeah, de Torres, Tercio. She was a Vigil, no relation up to Grandpa. And so he married 3, 4 times. How many times I count?
Did you have your own room, or did you share it with your brother?
No, I had my own room.
Your own room?
Yeah, because I had my brother Emilio, the first one from Alejandro, stepfather, and Nash sleep in one room, and I sleep in another. They gave me, there was the cutest little room, and I was so glad they gave it to me. That's where I slept. I had my little closet.
What did you have in your room? I mean, when you were like a...
Well, I wanted so badly a little trunk of my own. I had seen a little trunk somewhere, and I didn't have one. So finally they got me one. I had my little trunk. Never happened to that. In my single bed, what do you call it? For one person, you know this. And that was it. And pictures, I don't remember pictures. What a life. You know, that's 2,000 years ago. But I'll tell you one thing that I love to say, but that's later, when I was a teenager. Oh, and then later when I met your dad, I want to hear those days.
When do you first have a recollection of liking a boy?
Well, because in school in Stonewall, I was a little bit older, I say I was. Boys would go at me. Hi there. No decían hola, ¿qué tal? Something like that. And I began to look at those guys. Some of them were nice looking, and they were like smiling like they liked me, and I felt good about that, of course. Of course.
How old were you?
Because I began to think, gee, I guess I'm not so... Okay. Yo decía, mamá, ¿por qué los árabes son tan feos? Nash was a good looking, he was rubio y bueno, pero...
Beauty is subjective, I guess, isn't it?
I didn't think I was, that nice looking.
The
Until
boys
the
thought so.
boys start telling you.
Yeah, right.
Huh?
Until the boys start flirting with you.
Oh, yeah, the worst was in Vigil and in Trinidad.
The worst or the best?
No, the best. But yes, sir. I dated a boy from Raton, New Mexico, Elvis Conti. He was American and Italian. He was so handsome. Oh, I heard.
You dropped him for Dad, didn't you?
Eh?
You dropped him for Dad.
Yes, because
You
he.
remember how you broke the word to him?
Oh.
I'm asking. You know how...
Oh, honey.
Tell us, Ron.
Well,
I don't know.
Dad was dating a beautiful girl from Raton himself. She was a Hispanic, beautiful girl. I forgot her name now. And I was dating Elvis Conti. But then something went wrong with he and his girlfriend. And began calling me your dad and calling me, and I dropped Elvis Conti.
Did you just tell him I'm going to go with this man?
Yeah, he knew because he had seen that we used to skate inside the building. At this guy's
Roller
place.
skate.
He owned it, the one that was waiting on me before. We get a lot of kids from
In
Trinidad.
Raton or Trinidad?
In Raton. Oh, we did that in Trinidad also later. But Elvis Conti, I understand, a few years ago died. He was a tall, good-looking guy, Italian. We had a wonderful childhood, you know that? Because we lived in Stonewall, that's so beautiful. Oh, my neighbors want to go with me, I can hardly wait. The Mexican neighbors, they want to go to Trinidad. They want me to go with them. And we said, Nashville, say hello or whatever. And go to Stonewall, they want to see where, what do you mean they want to see where I was born and raised and all? Pues mira nomás. And they mean it. And so we're going.
Oh, good.
Con ganas.
To who?
To everybody, anybody.
You don't have to do a thing. It's all set.
Watch that glass, Ronnie, as you go by. I'm not worried about the glass, but you can cut it. You can
Ron, what? The glass.
Forget the camera.
Ron, I'm going to do some zooming too. Okay?
No, you can't because it's real fragile. Well,
I
the whole
have a camera. I know.
the whole idea is...
I have a camera. Where do I look? Where do I look through?
You've already moved it all.
Ron, serious. Okay, Ron. First
It's
question.
already on. All you got to do is just frame us. Where were we in our questioning, Mitch? Oh, your family, Mom.
Is he taking it right now?
Right. What kind of parties did you all have? Do you remember the parties when you were growing up?
Oh, yes, but
For
no.
adults and the children both.
more for adults and some children at certain ages. Espérate un poquito. Las funciones.
Right.
San Isidro and, you know, those still in, I think in Vigil Plaza. And the tercio they had another santo, I forget. And then in Stonewall, you know when? The schools, the school programs were the show of the year. I mean the entertainment of the year. The school programs. The children, we were all in it, had to do something, a play or something. And then llegaban los músicos con las guitarras y gente bailando and the man would get up there and say a few jokes and more music y bailando.
What kind of music?
Y tomando. Guitars and violin.
Well, what kind of music, though?
Oh,
Would it be
Spanish and English.
both?
Yes. You bet.
So it would be like corridas where you go around the...
Well, I mean, no, the músicos are in front. That's the way they played it. And then, when that was over, then they played dance music. Everybody got up to dance. I mean, the people there. The school would be...
The children and the adults, both together.
No, the adults dance.
Okay. The
And
children.
the teenagers, of
Yeah.
course. Yeah, not the little ones. And the school is still there. I mean, I don't know if it's the same school, but it's the same site.
So they'd have like guitars,
Oh, are you kidding me?
Violins?
You bet.
violins.
Uh-huh. And later on, quite a bit later, became the piano. that I
How
remember.
about drums? No drums.
Not that much in those days.
No.
Some other places.
So you'd have how many people? Maybe 100?
Oh, a lot of them, yeah. Quite a few. Say it now, El Cuarto, the school. You know.
And how would you go to the parties and what?
Well, the parties like today, I don't remember.
Would you go in like in a buggy, horse and buggy?
Oh, we had, before any car, we had horse and buggy.
So with these early parties when you were a child, you went in like a horse and
Oh,
buggy?
you bet.
One horse or two horses?
Two.
Two horses.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody would pile on in
Y
the...
el que tenía más bonito caballos, Don Leandro Gomez and my stepfather would joke around. They say, mira, ya tengo un caballo nuevo, no sale a verlo.
Mhm.
And my stepfather had gotten two horses that were güeros, almost red hair. Beautiful horses, wow. I don't remember all of it. It was too bad you don't do this when Uncle Nash is here. He would help me a lot.
Well, we'll do it
Yeah.
sometime.
Let's see, pero la función, el 15 de mayo, remember that. If it's still doing it, I guess they are.
Now, you don't remember your father at all? Nothing? You were 4 when he died?
I was 4.
I think that's probably...
3. She was actually not quite 3.
Not quite 3? No, that's why you don't remember, of course.
But every time my mother and he got into a fight, because he was learning Spanish, malamente, pero he was trying. And they'd get to fighting or arguing. Not fighting, but he didn't hit her or anything, but arguing the best they could. My mother knew, some English, quite a bit. He'd take me with me. One time I was playing with water, and my mother got a big thing with water. Before Nash was born, I was playing splashing water, and some of the kids there, and they started fighting, and he grabbed me, took his jacket off, and did the best we could. I wish you could see that. Yeah, I have cousins that could do it better than I can. And then he'd take off with me. Never left me. In no way. Me hablaba en su idioma de él.
What is that?
I didn't even remember how to say hello.
Lebanese? Where would he take you when he wrapped you up?
To the Chacons, because the Chacons liked my dad very much. They thought he was a wonderful guy, and he was good to my mother, but my mother was in love with somebody else, and I think she gave him a hard time. I mean, kind of cold to him, maybe.
Well, your father arranged the marriage, right?
My grandpa.
I mean, sorry, your mother's father arranged the
Yes,
marriage.
right. But he never left me. They said every time they fought, there goes my dad with me. And sometimes when my mother was expecting Uncle Nash already.
Well, you said they had that one picture of your dad that you had in your house.
Oh, Lord, say, can you imagine the lovely house, my grandfather's house, my mother's father and his wife, second or third wife, and my mother and my dad, and my other uncles were just married, right in Stonewall, the big house that belonged to my mother's father. That, they said, was a beautiful house, burned down. When I married your dad, how many years later, 1934?
Right. 33, I think.
34.
34?
That house burned down. Uncle Ernie, your dad's brother, that was a sweetheart, the one that died in the war, wherever. Oh, who's your padrino?
Yeah.
Yeah. That he was lighting those lamps that needed gas, and you pump them. Dad went to take some people down from the program. We went to a big program, and he hit the thing and spilled the gas, and there was a candle there. Se quemó la casa en un ratito. Why couldn't that fire have been turned off? Why? And I was a little girl, but I was big enough. Why didn't we just get a towel and hang it? No. There went my dad's, that's what I'll tell you. There went my dad's last picture.
What did he look like? Do you remember what he looked like in the picture?
He's very good looking.
Did he look like Nash a little bit?
Yes, I think so. But I don't know that.
Did he have a beard or mustache?
Yeah, mustache, you were saying.
I think he had a little something
Okay.
on it. But I don't know how tall he was. I don't remember.
But do you remember was it like was it a full-length picture or just the face and the shoulders?
No, it was one of those in the old days with the frames, this way, round. I don't remember the complete legs and feet, but I remember quite a bit of, his body.
You don't remember if he had a mustache or not, though?
I don't remember him having a mustache, but I'm not sure. You should talk to my primas that live here in Denver, remember? Was it you and I that went to Plymouth? They told you
They
quite a
still
bit
are?
about it, didn't they? Sure, they were alive, and I remember they were grown already. Teenagers, but whatever. We should get them together sometime. They would help me a lot. You know what? I haven't called them. They haven't called me either. Chacons. My grandmother was Chacon, by the way.
Yeah.
Partly.
Mom, what do you remember? I'm really jumping way ahead, but I wanna ask this. What do you remember about Laredo, Texas, when we lived there?
Laredo, Texas.
Yeah, it was about
Weren't you guys, weren't you born there?
About 1940. No, we were born in Bronzeville, but I'm saying after Bronzeville,
Laredo.
we moved to Laredo. It was about 1946. And what do you remember about Laredo?
Well, I remember one thing that your dad was already in the service. An awful lot of parties. More than ever later that your dad had a bigger, higher position. He was vice consul, and the consul used to put the load on us a lot. Sometimes he couldn't make it. He said, well, I'll send my man, Babe, and his wife to represent me. That, and other times when the consul was invited and Dad was invited too, then we'd go again. So we couldn't have had a double thing there. We have to get somebody to take care of you guys.
Did we have someone that stayed at the house? A maid or
we
somebody?
had 2 servants.
Yeah, what were their names? Do you remember?
Oh, Dios mío. One was Maria. Pero la otra ya no sé.
The kitchen was right in
Yeah, was Maria.
It was an L-shaped house, I remember that. And it wasn't the kitchen like right in the corner of the L? Where it went like that, and the kitchen was like right where the 2 ends met. I remember that much.
I'm supposed to have pictures of some of those houses. I don't think they are. Oh, I could find out. Hey, we're going to Mazatlan, a whole group of us. You all want to go?
Well, Dench is the one, and we gotta wait for Dennis.
Oh, yeah.
Tells us.
When is that?
We're looking at May
May,
sometime.
maybe early May before it gets too
No,
hot.
that's fine. I mean, I don't wait. I'm in no hurry.
Ron, wanna come with us?
I don't know if I have a vacation. I might.
And what else do I remember about Laredo, you say? We lived in that house, in that big house, like an L, wasn't it?
Yeah, right,
And remember about Dad's room and mine were at the very end?
right,
Over
that's
there.
right.
And then,
Ours was next to, no,
and yours was a little room, wasn't it, kind of smallish?
I can't remember.
For
Mom.
2 little beds.
I remember didn't we have a parrot at that time?
I think
We had a
so.
parrot.
Yeah.
And I remember there was a